morning. Myself, Professor Rahul Dhuture, as Assistant Professor in Electronics and Communication Department of Tulsiramji Gaikwad Patil College of Engineering and Technology, Nagpur. So, welcome for the today's lecture on the embedded system. So, today we are going to discuss about the what exactly the embedded system, because everywhere the embedded system is required for performing the task. So, basically what exactly the embedded system, you should know that about that embedded system. Basically the definition of that embedded system, or the fundamental concept of that embedded system is nothing but it is a combination of hardware and software. It is nothing but it is a combination of hardware and software for specific task, or for specific operation. It means that it is a combination of hardware and software which is required to perform specific task or operation, because without embedded system nothing is to be possible in that electronic media. So, everywhere we are using, or we have to use that embedded system for the different application or in that particular domain. So, this is a basic definition of the embedded system. And second thing is that what are the applications where we have to use that embedded system. In general purpose application we can use the embedded system. For example, DVD player, CD player, video game, washing machine, AC, air conditioner, mobile phone, fax, scanner, etc. Means every electronic devices we have to use the embedded system. These are the applications which we have to use in that embedded system for performing the different tasks. And second thing is that the layer architecture of embedded system, because whatever the operation, whatever the task will be performed according with that layer architecture, because with consideration of that layer architecture will perform the embedded system the different tasks. So, next we will discuss about that layer architecture. What exactly the layer architecture of embedded system? So, in that layer architecture there are 3 layers. In that layer architecture there are 3 layers. First, inside the layer is a hardware. Inside layer is a hardware. Outer side of that layer, this is the operating system layer. This is the operating system layer. And last layer is nothing but your application layer. Application layer. This is nothing but the application layer. It means that it is made up of a 3 layer. Inside the layer is nothing but your hardware part. Outer the part of that hardware is the software part or OS system, and last layer is a application layer. It means that the application layer will work or will run above that OS layer. And second thing is that the OS layer will run above that hardware. It nothing but it is a combination of hardware and software which perform the different application. This is the main concept of the embedded system, and for that different application, for that different task, for that different operation, we have to use this, or we are considering this layer architecture. According with that layer architecture, the embedded system will perform the different task or different operation. This is the main concept, this is the main layer architecture of that embedded system. Second thing is that according with that embedded system, or depending on that different type of embedded system, the classification of embedded system will be depending on that which kind of a processor, which kind of a microcontroller which is required to perform the different tasks. Basically, there are 3 types of a embedded system, or we can call it as a classification of a embedded system. Classification of embedded system. Basically, the embedded system are classified into 3 types. First is a small scale embedded system. Second is a medium scale embedded system. And third is a sophisticated embedded system, or we can call as a large embedded system. This is a classification of an embedded system. According with that microprocessor, microcontroller, the embedded system will be classified. In that small scale embedded system, it is a entry level of an embedded system. Small scale embedded system is nothing but the entry level of embedded system. It is mostly in medium scale embedded system. This embedded system is mostly used in that particular application or mostly used in that electronic devices. So we can call as, or we can say that it is a mostly use this embedded system. And in large scale embedded system or sophisticated embedded system, largely or many times we can use this embedded system in the electronics applications. Largely use this embedded system. So this is a basic difference in between that small scale embedded system, medium scale embedded system and the sophisticated embedded system. And according with that, which kind of a microprocessor or microcontroller is used, and according with that processor and microcontroller, the embedded system will be classified into three types: small scale embedded system, medium scale embedded system and large scale embedded system. So first difference we have discussed. Second difference is in small scale embedded system, it is designed by 8 to 16 bits of microprocessor or microcontroller. It is designed by 8 to 16 bits microprocessor or microcontroller. And in medium scale embedded system, it is designed by 16 to 32 bits microprocessor or microcontroller. And in sophisticated embedded system or large scale embedded system, it is designed by more than or 32 64 bits of microprocessor or microcontroller. This is the second difference in between that small scale embedded system, medium scale embedded system and sophisticated embedded system. Third difference is in small scale embedded system, less power consumption is required. Very less power consumption is required in the small scale embedded system. Whenever we are using the small scale embedded system, it means that in that particular system it is required less power consumption as compared to medium scale embedded system and large scale embedded system or sophisticated embedded system. So it's require less power consumption. So in that medium scale embedded system, it's also required less power consumption as compared to large embedded system. Less power consumption as compared to large scale embedded system. And in large scale embedded system, it required some little amount of more power consumption as compared to medium scale and small scale embedded system. So next difference in between that small scale embedded system, medium scale embedded system and the sophisticated embedded system. In that small scale embedded system, the performance, because the performance is a very important parameter or feature in between that this embedded system. The performance of that small scale embedded system is less. Performance of embedded system, small scale embedded system is less performance as compared to medium scale embedded system. And in medium scale embedded systems, the performance is more as compared to small scale embedded system. More performance. And in large scale embedded system, most or largely performance as compared to medium scale embedded system and small scale embedded system. So these are the main difference in between that small scale embedded system, medium scale embedded system and the large scale embedded system. Similarly, many more differences in between that this small scale, medium scale and large scale embedded system. And second thing is that in that embedded system some of the application also required, because some of the small scale, because whenever we are using the small scale embedded system, but what exactly we are using this embedded system for the different applications. So some of the application which is required in the small scale embedded system is, example is chocolate coffee maker thing, coffee maker machine, coffee making machine, electronics toy, Here we have to use this small scale embedded system. So in medium scale embedded system, some of the example which are related to the embedded system are the routers, fax machine, then printer. These are the applications which is required in the medium scale embedded system. And in the large scale embedded system, large applications, for that large application we can use this small sophisticated or large scale embedded system. Which large application? For example, AC washing machine, mobile phone, etc. It means that large application, for that large application we have to use this large scale embedded system. So these are the main classification, or these are the main difference in between that small scale embedded system, large scale embedded system or medium scale embedded system. So today we have discussed about the definition of embedded system. Today we have discussed about the different application of embedded system. Today we have discussed about that classification of embedded system. So I hope all the students they have understood these are the basic fundamental, or these are the basic concept of that embedded system. And outcome of that today's lecture, we have studied or we have learned the definition of embedded system, classification of embedded system, and we have learned the different type of application where we have to use this embedded system. So I hope all the students they have understood the today's lecture. So thank you very much for listening this today's lectures. So thank you very much.